Hi, I'm Sandra. Welcome to The Happiest. Here we transform through holistic eudaimonic happiness. Best part, it's easy and kind of fun. Worry spirals. We can find ourselves in one while doing something as mundane as washing dishes or brushing teeth. Worst case scenarios play rapidly in our heads, and when we bat one away, another takes its place while the first one dusts itself off and gets back into the game. While we can see this as smart, as a way to be prepared for anything and everything, it's really just our ego's subconscious nervous systems doing their jobs, keeping us safe, which can make us feel scared and stuck. Because safe for our ego subconscious nervous system means what's familiar. And if disaster is familiar, well then disaster is safe. Uncomfortable is safe. Unhappy is safe. Recently, while doing dishes, my ego came out to play the protector. A worry spiral with no basis in reality, yet anchored deeply in the distant past, started its whirl. My ego jumped in with shouts of, but this could happen, or that could happen, and what if this other thing happened? I grew a little frustrated with it and calmly replied with, well, then it happens. And you know what? My ego shut up. We've talked about this before. Anxiety is worrying about the past or the future. The antidote for that is to be present. One way to get there is to remind yourself and your ego subconscious nervous system to get present by saying those 4 words. Well, then it happens. That takes all the power away from the worry. Why? Because it hasn't happened, right? And there's nothing to do about it until it does happen. And you know what? It probably won't happen. Why? Because you've taken the power away from it and gave that power back to yourself. What's the worst thing that could happen? Really, imagine it. Take time to fully conjure it up in your imagination. If that were to happen, what would you do about it? Stand there and worry? Of course not. You would have to take action. And what would that action be? We don't know because we really and truly cannot imagine every aspect of all the scenarios that are possible. Worry spirals are pointless. Well, then it happens. Think about some of the unpleasant things you've had to deal with. You dealt with them, right? I'm fairly confident that's true because here you are, proof. No one wants to go through unpleasant situations, but understanding your capacity to handle shit is important. Well, then it happens. That brings us right back to now, where there's really nothing to worry about except the dishes you're doing or the teeth you're brushing. And if you want to pursue the options of what you can do if it happens, you'll be doing it from a calmer, more grounded space. I'll give you a small example. I took the Wednesday before Thanksgiving off. Wednesday is one of our street cleaning days, but since lockdown, it's now every other week. So I don't just have to wonder what day it is, but what week it is. Fun. So there I was in downward dog in my living area / personal yoga studio when I went, shit, what week is it? At least I knew the day. But it dawned on me that I hadn't been on top of my email game that week, and maybe this was the week for the cleaning, and I didn't see the notification. When this realization struck, it was already in the time slot for ticketing. Old me would have stopped the online class and run out with my keys in case